Hi guys and welcome to Bomb Anime.
It's your girl Ruka.
And Big Boy Sam here bring you episode 15 of Platinum End.
So at the beginning of the episode they opened it up really sad, fresh from Mukaido's death. I didn't think they were going to do that. I thought they were going to end it on the low that it was on the last episode and then try and pick it up for this episode. They didn't do that and I'm actually glad. It worked out really well the way that they did it. They didn't dwell too heavily on his death, but they just reminded us he has passed away and now they're grieving. And Mirai took responsibility for his actions. After having the arrow wear off, he said, you know, Mukaido killed someone and we helped him do that. And I wonder how his family would feel knowing that this happened. I am very, very happy that he's done so.
Well, I told you that the death of Mukaido will probably push him a little bit forward into the common sense realm and learn that not everything is black and white and there's some greys and some greys are darker than others. So I'm glad that as well. I feel like, you know, he's growing. It only took you 15 episodes, but you're growing. I like it.
That is true. The only downside to the situation is that Saki is talking more than she really ever has since the episode where she admitted that she had bullied Mirai. We haven't really heard anything from Saki. It's very hard to like her character because like most female characters in anime, they don't say much and they just follow around the male lead. It's very annoying.
And they look good. But
then the downside, like I'm saying, is she said a lot of stuff, but we have no idea whether it's true or whether she is being affected by the red arrow because she's saying she isn't, but she wouldn't know because she is affected by the red arrow.
Yeah, it's an Ouroboros, isn't it? Where the snake is eating its own tail in that whole infinite circle.
Yeah.
So, okay, look, I put it this way. We've seen that the red arrow is not infallible. There are loopholes and little skirmishes. We're not 100% sure what their rules are, but there is a little give there, I should say. So if that's the case, maybe she is speaking from the heart and this is the only way that she can bring herself forward. I mean, like, let's be honest, it's set in Japan, women are more demure and there's a lot of double speak when it comes to talking about your feelings. It's very hard to just come out with it. So maybe the red arrow has opened the lid to that sort of situation. It could be a case where she actually does have these feelings. She's not the psychopath deceiver that I honestly think she is. And she honestly does love Mirai. And like she said, the more she's fought by his side, the more she's got to know him. She actually wants to drop panties for him. So
whoa.
She actually really likes him. So who knows?
I think she probably does like him based on the fact that she was trying to protect him from Mukaido. Every time he was saying, you know, like, we've got to kill Metropoliman, she would always step in and she'd say, like, okay, that's enough for today. And she would be constantly looking at him. So I mean, she does care for him.
Okay, and like you and I both know, and the rest of our viewers know, the world isn't built in linear situations when it comes to emotions. There's ebbs and flows, there's ups and downs and highs and lows. So caring for him right now is at 100 because of the arrow. But the day to day, it might be, yeah, I've got feelings to protect the guy.
Yeah.
But right now, I've got feelings to be whatever the guy wants me to be. Like, do you get what I mean? So it's that kind of situation. Saki's an interesting one. And yes, I don't like the character on a personal level. However, I do like how the character has been made and written and portrayed. I think it's a brilliant testament to the writers here. They do nail characteristics quite well. Again, I don't even like Mirai. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Someone who's so indecisive and ineffectual cannot par with me personally. However, he fits so perfectly in this storyline, sticking to his convictions, and even when breaking his conviction, he's still the soppy softy that he is. And that's fine. Great character development on both counts.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really fault you for that in terms of actually creating a character. I can't really argue with it. Yeah. It's just I don't like characters like this. Yeah. Not liking them doesn't mean
that they're bad.
That they're not well constructed. So I need to talk to you about something. And I hope you can chill out.
Okay, go on.
I think we need to start seriously asking ourselves whether this truly is the Christian God.
Okay.
Because there's just too many things that are just not connecting. When the souls are removed from the body, they're all limp, as if there is no afterlife. And then also they all go to the same place, whether they're good or bad. Then, you know, you've got to think about what Nase was saying when Mirai was speaking to her in, I think, episode 1 or 2. Mirai was like, you guys are kind of more like devils, and she was like, that's not even a thing, and what would you even know about angels anyway, about how we act? Do you really think this is the same religion?
100%. Okay, have you ever read the description of an angel? It's a scary It is scary.
Aren't they supposed to be like giants?
Bruv, forget the size. There's angels with eyes only. There's angels.
Eyes
yeah,
only?
It's made out of eyes. There's angels with 4 heads, and each head faces north, east, south, west, and each sound makes sense, and whatever. And these are the books that were taken out of the canonical Bible.
Okay, but we haven't seen anything like that in terms of the angels.
I understand that.
Seen.
But what I'm saying is that there's lots of things about the faith that people just don't know about. And also, at no point in the Bible anywhere does it say that when you die, you go to hell.
That's true.
There is no...
That's very true.
The concept of hell doesn't exist in the Bible. When the demons were cast out, according to Paradise Lost and the supporting theories, even though Paradise Lost is a complete sham, and it was Milgram basically trying to do propaganda on behalf of the church, but we won't go into that. When we talk about the actual mythology and legends of Christianity and Islam and Judaism, when the angels were cast out, it wasn't into some hellish place in terms of fire and brimstone or some uber cold place. The actual definition of being cast out meant that you were away from the basking light of the Lord, and they felt empty inside because they lost their purpose. And that's why they started attacking human souls and whatever. However, the souls couldn't get there. It is only when you stand in front of the gates that you get chosen, whether you're cast out or let in. The souls don't automatically go down. There's no automatic.
Okay.
So,
okay.
do you get
that
what I mean?
That does make a lot of sense.
Again, read your literature if you're into this stuff. If you're not, you know, like for me, in my head, this is actually very, very close.
Very accurate.
To the religion that I believe it's from. I do believe they are taking other things from other religions.
Okay, cool. You've made it more interesting, in all honesty, as a story.
Good story. The best story in the world. It's the most sold book.
Okay, so I said chill out. Metropoliman was shot with a red arrow at the time when Metropoliman was having a chat with his friend, asking about the types of girls that he likes.
Yes.
Now, I still can't be certain because we don't know the order of everything that happened, and on top of that, Susumu is a massive liar.
I won't go as far to call him a liar, but go on, you carry on.
Okay, so we can get into that. He was hit with the red arrow before he ever shared anything with anyone else.
Yes.
So that means that when he shot that girl and made her go on a murder spree, that was not actually, well, we don't know, because he could have told him, do whatever you want to do. But I will say that now that you think about it, now that you know everything, it is out of character for Metropoliman, but I thought that was just because he was seriously unhinged and completely losing it, and, you know, bad guys tend to do this, but it could just be because that boy was in control of him and all of his actions. Now, I'm not going to remove the stain of Metropoliman. He still was running around killing people. He was still calling the god candidates and trying to murder them. And on top of that, he had killed his sister and had a very suspect, gross relationship with her. I mean, I have a bunch of siblings. Okay, I have 3 brothers and 3 sisters. I don't have any relationship like that with any of them. Like, we don't do any of that. There's none of that. Okay, like, I don't know how everyone out there is with their siblings, but this was not normal. Metropoliman was already gone, but there are certain things that he did that we can't give him credit for anymore.
It's a hard philosophical question, isn't it? At what point does personal responsibility kick in? Because if the order was a laid out DL plan, I need you to do XYZ Metropoliman, and you follow through, then yes, maybe I'll pull it 90-10 that Metropoliman is not at fault. However, if the order was, do what's in your best interest to get me to X goal,
Right.
then everything in between is 90-10 the other way. It's 90% Metropoliman's fault and 10% Susumu's fault. Because the actions to get to the goal wasn't Susumu. Because maybe he could have done it with just paying everyone off and getting it sorted that way. You know what I mean? They may have been different.
He directly asked for Mirai's white arrow. The only way to get that would be to kill him and to take it.
Yeah, I understand.
So therefore, we can assume that this little boy doesn't care about whether people are murdered or not. And with the life that he's had, he probably has no connections with anyone. Even his parents don't give a crap. He's like Hajime.
Yes and no. He's a psychopath. Hajime wasn't a psychopath. Hajime was
I don't mean like that.
What I mean in the sense is that because he's a psychopath in the sense that he has absolutely no connection to the world he's in, and all he wants to do is indulge his pleasures, and now he's found the angel of games, and it seems like he likes games, and the kind of games he likes involve god candidates having fights with arrows of white and red. Yeah, this is not a good combination. So yeah, I mean, he's got some responsibility here. But what I feel is, I don't think he's as smart as Metropoliman. So my fear is that the anime is not going to be as clever with him in charge of the bad guys. Do you get what I mean? Because Metropoliman was quite clever and ruthless and wicked and obviously so morally bankrupt. But, you know, he had resources and intelligence. This guy is a 6th grader. What level of intelligence can we expect from him? I want to be proven wrong here. I want to see some really intense intellectual battles here. But he's a 6th grader. Is it going to be just his emotions? And if that's the case, okay.
But his angel's not. And in order for him to even do any of this with Metropoliman, he was approached by Balta.
Yes.
So...
And doesn't that go against the rules?
Well, the thing is, who's going to check them? Seriously, who is actually doing anything? God is not intervening whatsoever. He just told them, go ahead and get these God candidates and let's find one. He hasn't stepped in not once, apart from when he approached Rebel and upgraded him in terms of his angel status.
You get a car.
I wonder what would happen if God decided to intervene and demote an angel. Would their God candidate also be demoted with them, or would they be able to keep what they've attained?
I assume they'll lose it, because if you gain it when you get promoted, then maybe it stands to reason you lose it if you get demoted. That's
messed up. So, Susumu, you don't think he's a liar? I said that I thought he was a liar with certain things that he said I didn't think were true.
Okay, in the actual technical sense of the word, I agree with you that he's a liar. But in the sense that I feel he's looking at this as one big game, he's playing the game. So it's like poker. A poker player bluffing isn't a liar, he's just playing poker. A poker player telling you that he's only going to be 10 minutes when he's out there for 6 hours, that's a lie. You know what I mean? That's the way I see it.
Okay, well, that's if you play by the rules that he's playing a game, but at the end of the day, this is no game. People are actually dying for real, and someone will get chosen to be an actual god. Please, if I was in this world, I wouldn't want that kind of thing to be decided based off of a game. But then again, I wouldn't want it to be decided by people who tried to commit suicide, probably have a massive grudge for other people. Like, that's probably not what I would want. I'd probably want a stable person, someone who has their head together, that actually cares about others and wants to improve things. But this, of course, is a massive show. Thank you, current god.
Whoa. I'd like to refer to him as being X. Well, it is what it is. I guess if we ask you the question, which anime world would you like to be isekai to, this is not the one.
No! Even as a god candidate, you're at a huge disadvantage depending on which god decides to pick you. You don't even get to pick. You don't even get to choose. And then you might end up with just wings.
If I was a god candidate, I would do what that woman on that exotic island is doing.
Yeah.
I would
living
chill
the life.
and live the life until someone came and tapped me out. Because I'm not here for this fighting BS, fam. That's not me.
On that note, Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
And honestly, if you made it this far, we really, really appreciate you.
Leave your comments down below. What do you think about the season so far? And of course, peace.